Alright, so we're back here. Sorry about the interruption. Got cut off there, and I'm not the best at videoing. And this is all pretty new to me as far as trying to hold steady and whatnot. And this is the first time actually trying to hold it. But anyway, so you can see I've got beginning of this timeline. I got this line here that goes way down and keeps going through that scroll, and that another I don't know how much feet. There's the drawing that I showed you earlier. But so anyway, it starts basically in the non-time zone, which is paradise, because there's no time in paradise and eternity. All the past, present, futures, all present to God. He knows all, and He's always omnipresent. And got these definitions to help understand different things and whatnot, and different quotes or whatever. But ones I really like are down here, and we got omnipresence, the everywhereness of God, universal Father, and God alone can be in two places, numberless places, or at the same time. The Father has freely bestowed Himself upon us without limit and without favor. And it just keeps going to the omnipotent, and we can read that, first in source and center is the primal cause of the universal physical phenomenon of space. God is energy, everywhere, dominance of the absolute level. The three energies, material, mindal, spiritual, are indistinguishable in close proximity to Him, the source of all things. These are just so well written, and I didn't write these. It's all quoted from your ancient book, the Tub, I call it. It's an amazing book, and it's definitely clarified pretty much all the questions I had in my mind. And I imagine if I'd sought an inner wisdom, that I might have gotten there with communing closer to God, and that's where I'm trying to get to now, is some inner seeking, and most of that's just led basically to wanting to tell everyone else, and there's just no end to the personal relationship you can have with God and His spirits that do ministering. And there's just so much. There's omniscience. I call omniscience. It's easy to spell that way, but read it for yourself here if you want. But a lot of it is pretty cool, and it's even cooler because it feels right and feels true, and there's so much more of that 2,000-page book that you can read. And reading it the second time, especially the first part when you're first reading it, might be a little overwhelming, and what you're trying to get at, what they're trying to explain, they have to make up words to even comprehend some intermediate realities or what have you, the Morantial realm. And there's these absolutes, and that's part of this unqualified absolute. That's got a domain down in the nether region and paradise, and basically like this universal absolute you consider basically I don't think they're the neutrinos, but you could kind of think like that. There's all these this basic vibrations of God that are everywhere in existence, and everything vibrates that has matter, and anything. Even I'm sure there's spiritual vibrations, and getting tuned into those is where I start to get really just a crazy feeling inside, and starts to be hard to really think so much, and just want to, what is this? All right, let's try it and get in there. And so anyway, we move on here. Sorry about the blur. But I mapped this out to include our breakdown from basically the super universe that we're in, with or Vontan, and Uranus being the headquarters planet, or headquarters world, however you want to say it, and Splandin, and you can see how it breaks down into 100 minor sectors, and we can talk about that different, but it breaks down the different super universes into, well, here we go, the major sector, minor sector, and then we got the local universe, and it's kind of considered like, I would almost think like this nebula formation that turned into maybe a few galaxies, and it doesn't really clarify that, so I'm not real sure how big a local universe is or what the domains are or whatnot, but I think it's pretty big, and we may be able to see within another universe. Even the ancient book explains that we can see within outer space and whatnot, and you can start seeing the nebula formations out there beginning, and it's all also relative to thinking about if you're looking at something so long ago, but there's also with the different revolving around the central source, the way gravity and linear and whatnot, it to me hasn't quite been figured out. And if you read the scientists' notes on the universe, they're always coming up with different controversies or whatnot, and with quantum mechanics and what have you, how things are supposed to operate, and so they're not agreeable on exactly how the universe works themselves, but whatnot. Anyway, I'd like to think that there may be a time when we get to be more agreeable about things, and at least one should be the loving nature of God, and those vibrations that even we share with our pets, sometimes more than we do with our own family, and trying to have family life back to where it needs to be in the family. That's where it starts. And here's the 7 bestowals of Michael of Nebadon, and he's our Christ Michael, incarnated Jesus Christ. And a lot of people say that's blasphemy and whatnot, but people fear what they don't know, and they even Jesus' time, I imagine there's a lot of fear going on of God, and had to follow all the rules. Not even everyone that was alive was worthy to be in heaven, and supposedly that if you're a Gentile, you were treated almost like less than human, and by the Jews or whatnot. And I don't fully understand. I'm sure not all Jews are that way, and that's kind of probably a stereotype, but there is the rejection of a lot of the people of the law that were supposed to know it, and I think whatever confusions happen is part of the being human, and being a confused planet. Here's the actual beginning of what I call the and we're at Andronover Nebula. There we are. And it just goes down basically to hundreds of billions of years ago that the nebula formed and spit out a bunch of suns, and we got little writings of it all, but this just goes down, and I made an error there, but covered it up. And the Urantia, here's where we are. They call this Earth Urantia, and basically billions 1 billion BCs when it came about, or basically was able to have life put onto it, or whatnot, or close to that. They go in and explain all kinds of interesting information, and some of it, of course, is discrepancy of what our scientists have or whatever, and